Good evening.
Good evening.
Mazda, Ravi, Dr. Rob, my workshop mates, I thank you, I appreciate you. It has been a long time coming. So this evening I'll be reading an excerpt from chapter 2 of my novel in progress, What We Do Cherish. Chapter 2. I come up the steps and I'm too tired to be bothered. I needed me a bath. The humidity hadn't come on like a trifling thief, and I had come to feeling just as nasty. Wasn't no shade out there by the road and ditch. I just wanted to sit down and calm my nerves a while. But I knew Brantley, Mr. No Good, as Livonia had come to calling him, wasn't going to let me do this. He was sitting here rocking almost like I'm rocking now. Like he had already bought me out, like I'd already given in. I looked at the briefcase sitting here at his feet. Ain't that something? I didn't pay him no never mind though. I had already had my little bag of nose ready. I wasn't budging. Don't know if it should have been a horse or that boy, he said the moment I was standing here on the porch. But I didn't pay him no never mind, like I said. I went on there in the house, crossed the living room, got there in the kitchen and fixed me a glass of water. And after I fixed my glass of water, I took me a seat there at the table. Couldn't do no thinking about Mr. No Good, I told myself. It was my friend I was thinking about. It was my friend I come to see and getting in the truck with Jessie and Waylon, still in her morning's house dress, no undergarments, barefoot, muddied and wet. Then it was my standing here with Regina I come to see him, wanting to speak, wanting to tell Livonia how sorry I already was, wanting to tell her not to leave from here, that I was feeling something wasn't right within it all, but I couldn't find the words. Never could find the words for a day like that. Said it was supposed to be Waylon. Such cold ignorance he spoke the moment I took my seat here, and it made me, it did, think back to that car. It's tumbling and tumbling like that. And in this thinking back, seeing that car, that horse and Waylon, the way folks was out, I remember seeing him out there leaning against his car, posing like one of the men on a cigarette poster, arms folded, chewing on what looked like a long piece of weed grass, not putting his hand to an ounce of helping. I didn't pay him no never mind though. Folks come to say the saddest things in times of storms, and he wasn't doing nothing but his usual out the side of his neck, talking his usual ain't got a clue man. Off the chain, got the horse and steed. I didn't say a word, I didn't. Just kept to my own rocking. I knew what it was he was doing. Hadn't told him the first time that dogs fetched bones, and since I didn't have a lick of dog in me, had never had my mouth fixed on money like that. Wasn't no use in trying to fool me with his money talk. Then he go to playing meek and mild, not saying anything, which I had so come to expect. Waiting to see what I was going to say, but I kept to my quiet. Then I come to hear how them children of Tandy Lawrence was out there laughing and playing in the yard. Seeing how they was jumping rope, shooting their water guns and carrying on, and something in me started wishing I could go to that little happy place children are able to go to even in times of storms. Let the world be so mean and ugly around them, beat the bridges near clean off them while they laugh and play like ain't nothing ever happened. Life ain't like that though. We all got to leave childish things. Out of my seeing Tandy's children out there playing, I could still see earlier the way Waylon and that horse disappeared, fell against the earth like a felled tree, the way Livonia had disappeared too. And from my seeing Waylon and Livonia, I could see Mr. Ivory Bellard out there spraying for red wasps and mud daubers, knocking down nest after nest with his mop handle. Lester Williams out there edging the driveway with his edger. The men over there at Miss Audrey Raymond's setting the last of the 2x4s so they could load her house up on that trailer. Her and her niece sitting there beneath the oak. And Juice stomping over there across the ditch, loading up that boy's car on his record truck. Then it was Waylon again. Just holding the gun, and that horse was just looking at it. The way Waylon was crying like he had lost his best friend, his own brother. And I could see Livonia. I could hear her song, that gun going off. Regina was still holding me, and we were standing there at the trailer. I felt like I was doing too much falling to be standing on my own. You would have thought that horse was lying in its own casket, I tell you. Because that is what it was like with everyone, Livonia and Wayland included, standing there doing their looking, doing their crying. I done been in many wakes and funerals in my life, but none like this. Not a one like this. Right then and there, my guts' nervousness made me feel too weak, awfully torn up, feeling like I'm feeling now, helpless.